Jadda's Craft Cottage. During COVID, like a lot of us, we were doing projects of all types. I gave this needlepoint stocking to my daughter to work on. Unfortunately, she didn't have the instructions to finish it off, like this one. Today I'm going to show you how to complete the stocking for this artwork. Let's get started. You will need some freezer paper for a pattern, muslin fabric the size of the stocking, backing, velour or a velveteen, lining, and white fleece for the cuff, and we'll put a name on it. I traced the stocking on tissue paper and then cut out what I had traced out. Then I added 1/2 inch to the freezer paper, drew around it, and then cut it out for the pattern. Pin the pattern to the muslin and then cut it out. Now I want to pin the muslin to the back of the stocking. I'm going to pin it from the front so I can see it when I sew, making sure I have enough room on each side. You may be able to see it, but there is a 1/2 inch around the whole side here. So when I turn it over, all the stringy part of that stocking is covered. I will now take it to the sewing machine and sew around the stocking as close as I can around the whole thing. There wasn't a name on the stocking, so when I put the cuff with the name on it, I don't want this mesh to show. I added a piece of lining to the top. Now with this extra piece of fabric, it was sewn on. It won't come off when we're finishing it. I'm going to trim the mesh around the stocking using the muslin as my pattern. For this velveteen backing, I'm going to place the pattern on the wrong side, and I'm going to match up the pattern to go with the stocking. We're going to pin it and then cut it out. This is how they will match up. Velveteen will be on the back side and then the needlepoint on the front. Now with the backing of the stocking, I'm going to pin the right sides together. This is where the velveteen is. I'm going to pin that to this side and follow it around. Now that it's pinned, I'm going to go to my sewing machine and sew along the stitching that I put the muslin on. Trim the edges to about 1/4 inch all the way around and cut notches into where the curves are. Now you want to turn it inside out. For the lining, you will turn the fabric so the right sides are together. I'm just going to do it right on the fold. Take my pattern and I'm going to pin it right on top of it. Now I will cut the pattern out. If you use the pattern for the lining, you will need to cut it a little smaller, maybe a ½ inch all around. The lining will have to fit inside the stocking. For the loop to hang the stocking, you want to cut a strip from the lining that is 2 inches by 8 inches. Right sides together. Sew along this side and we're going to turn it inside out. The cuff can be any size. I have embroidered a name for the front and the date for the back. This is 6 inches, 3 inches at the fold, and the width of the top of the stocking. Because we want the right side of the fabric showing on the inside of the stocking, we want to make sure that the correct piece matches the top. I have put a pin on the lining that I want to go in front of the stocking. With the cuff folded and the name on the right side, I want to do right sides together. Lining it up with the raw edges and centering it. Pin it, and I'm going to sew it with 1/4 inch. I will do that also to the back side. Open up the cuff and press it. With the right sides together, pin along the edges. Just below the cuff, you want to add this little hanging loop. And I just folded it right, and the loop will be inside. Match up the cuffs. Take it to the sewing machine for 1/4 inch seam allowance. You can press open the seams and add some little notches at these curves. Now insert the lining into the stocking. Once the lining is inserted, attach the lining to the stocking by hand stitching it together. Turn the cuff over and pull out the loop. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. A day without sunshine is just an extra day for crafting.